As I said, my mother crossed the Rio Grande River, crossed into El Paso from the city of Juarez, and did so illegally because she had no documents, no papers of any kind certifying her birth or anything. When I grew up and became an attorney, I made several trips into Mexico trying to find proper documentation for my mother, but I was able to find nothing and eventually gave up. One of my trips to Durango, trying to find records of her birth, I wound up with the right department inquiring about the records, and I gave the official who came to help me the best information I had as far as what my estimate was based on my mother's best recollection as to when she might have been born. She did remember a father, remember the father's name, remember two brothers, remember their names, remember a sister, remember her name, but what remains a mystery to this day is she had no recollection of her mother. So add that to the probable fact that her birth was never recorded. So what all this means is that my mother lived in fear all her life, fear that she would be caught by the immigration department. The Mexicans refer to it as La Migra, caught by the immigration department and then deported. Well, one day, my mother got into a fight with a neighbor, and the neighbor knew that my mother was illegal, so she called the immigration department, and the immigration department came a knocking on my parents' door. My father was not there, but all of us kids were there, including me. And so I answered the door when the immigration department official knocked on the door, and we all could tell who it was by looking through the window. Everybody knew the vehicles that the immigration department drove and the color that they were, etc. So I answered the door. Immigration official said, young man, we're looking for your mother. Is your mother here? And I had the door wide open, and my mother could hear the conversation, including the immigration department official. My mother knew who they were. And all of us kids also knew about La Migra. So almost on cue, all of us kids started to cry because they knew that the immigration department had finally caught up with my mother. So we started to cry. And all of us, also on cue, we started to clutch my mother's legs and cried and cried and howled and cry. And the immigration official, bless his soul, looked at the scene of us kids crying, clutching my mother's legs, and he said, "Never mind." And he left, and he never came back again.